My name is Aragon. I'm a Grandmaster top laner and a top lane positional coach. Some of the biggest questions I get asked are vision related, right? So I thought I'd cover a few of the things I get asked frequently. Obviously, I can't cover everything. So if you have any questions, just comment down below. I'll try and get to them. And I've obviously forgotten some things, right? But that's just the nature of making guides. You can't cover everything. This guide will mainly be on pink wards, as I feel it's what people struggle with the most, with the end covering some things to do with trinket swapping and etc. like this. So when do I buy pink wards? Where do I ward? Etc. etc. right? So, well, in League, right, every choice you make should be to garner a lead in some way, right? So, obviously. So to know how much of a lead we need to gain from the choice of buying a pink, we need to know how much we'll be losing. Therefore, we'll know by proxy how much we need to gain, right? Also, I get a lot of feedback from people that they like visual aids, so when they're learning. So here's a fancy graphic I made. The best way to think of pink wards are an investment, right? Pink wards, let's say you start here, okay? And this is your enemy, right? Let's say you're even. Pink wards drop you down here, all the way down here, minus 75 gold, okay? So that's an instant deficit of 75 gold, obviously, right? That's how much it costs to buy pink. And then, when the enemy top laner takes the pink ward, they go up 25 gold. That makes a total deficit of 100 gold plus XP from that ward, right? So that XP could be worth more because it might get them to a higher level faster, etc. So you could argue it's a different amount of gold worth that XP, but let's just, for simplicity's sake, let's say the total deficit is about 110 gold. So that's the sweet spot, right? When we buy and place a pink ward, when we make that choice of buying a pink ward, we must look to get more than 110 gold of value out of it. Otherwise, we've created a deficit just by buying that pink ward, right? So that's the minimum we want to achieve. So how do we get the best value out of our pinks, right? So the main factors are duration, how long they last, and how long they gather information for, right? I recommend placing them generally in places not commonly checked in solo queue, like specific bushes, I'll show you later on, or in places you can defend, right? So the absolute worst thing I see surprisingly often are people actually at every rank are just throwing pink wards in bushes, and then the enemy just takes it 30 seconds later, right? There's instant 110 gold deficit, 2 cannons worth, right? Ish. Also, using pinks and normal wards to scout for ganks when they're not needed. So what I mean by this is, let's say the only gank threat is the enemy jungler, right? For simplicity. And we know the enemy jungler is pathing bot side, or we see the jungler bot side, right? And they're not going to be top side anytime soon. We don't need a ward then, right? All we're doing is placing the ward to scout nothing. So we risk it might getting taken and giving a gold lead, etc., right? So try to ward when you know you'll need it, potentially. Or it can be used. Okay, so let's look at some ward spots, I think. I kind of missed over a few key points, actually. So also some other key factors, right, about how we get the most value out of pinks is like the value of the information, right? Tracking the enemy jungler is a good one. Just tracking anyone generally, as well as facilitating ganks. This is really important because a gank obviously gets you more than 110 gold worth, right? Flash, kill, you know, this sort of thing. So these are my favorite ward spots. The top 2 wards here are my absolute favorite ward spots for pinks on either side, okay? So this one here, like the main thing is, right, we'll look at the other factors that we just mentioned, right? Duration, that's the main point. So these are both consistently good because they last ages, right? So you can be on either team, blue or red side, you crash, slow push, you walk and ward. And the reason this one's so good is because it gives you vision of Krugs, which are the opposite side of Dragon, so your team knows when they can take Dragon, for example, if they see the enemy jungler on the Krugs. You know when you have to play safe, because the enemy jungler is topside taking Krugs. And the enemy jungler... Okay, I imagine not many junglers watch my videos, it's mainly top laners, so we can sneakily say that junglers are sometimes idiots and they don't check these bushes, okay? So, they nobody checks this bush, and you get free info the entire game, okay? Here, this one's great because it shows the entrance here. And this one's especially good if you're on blue side. It continuously shows you the entrance. If you're at risk of being dived, it continuously shows the enemy coming dive, and you have enough time to leave the lane. And then these wards, they're gank facility wards, right? So these are obvious. Like you ward here, the enemy can't step up, so they'll miss minions, or you facilitate a gank because they've denied vision, you know. But a lesson, something that's not done, and I don't see top laners doing enough, right? Or anyone really, is using a pink ward specifically at the appropriate timer to bait out a fight. Because the enemy top laner will want to take this pink ward, right? So he will go and try and take it when he thinks he's safe, and you can actually bait out the 1v1 or gank that way, right? Anyway, that's a whole nother topic, and it's hard to explain, but I think you get my point, so I'll move on. Then just some other spots that it's just like, so there's like a million ward spots that you can play, so I'm just going to show you some examples of good ones. So here's a good one. If you're blue side, right, you crash a big slow push, get a big timer. Let's say you have no opportunity to roam, your only opportunity is to get a deep ward in. Here's a good ward that lasts forever, and it shows a really important entrance to the enemy team. No one checks the push. So that's duration, right? And it can be valuable information. And then here's just a ward that I find very useful, that denies lane ganks, right? So you see them going around to the alcove and they can't gank you from bushes. This is particularly good against champions like Rengar who depend on the bushes for ganks. Anyway, I realized this is going quicker than I thought. I thought this video would be longer. Anyway, sorry. When to swap trinkets. So I realized this is a really big wall of information, right? I just wanted to get into it because this isn't something I see very often, right? I see people sticking with yellow trinket all game long, regardless of whether or not swapping would be good. So I'll give you the reasoning. This is also something people ask. So basically red trinket lets you play aggressive around enemy vision, obviously, right? It opens up plays like camping the enemy jungle, and controlling vision more generally. So this might be good against power farming junglers where you know they're going to be clearing permanently and you could just camp and sit them, right? And so this is generally typically good when you're snowballing and you want to push your lead into the enemy jungle. Blue trinket basically is generally the safer option. So it allows you to get around face checking bushes. So let's say you're let's give an example, right? Let's say you're a Jace. Right, here's the example, and you're versus scary champs you don't want to face check. You can just scout a bush without having to walk into it, and then maybe you can counter jungle that way. Or you're too scared to walk into your own jungle. You need to blue trinket to make sure you're not walking to the enemy team camping your bushes. And then lastly, it's also useful for your team if you need to, if you're against a team that keeps threatening Baron or Dragon or something like this, and you need to scout it. So that concludes everything. Remember, key points to take away. 110 gold is generally the minimum we want to achieve, and we obviously want to get more than that, right? Otherwise there's no point in buying the ward. 110 gold worth of value from placing a pink ward and buying it, right? Otherwise we'll be in a deficit. So that's everything. I hope it was helpful. Again, there's so many more things I could talk about with vision, but I feel like these are the most commonly asked things, like where to ward, when to swap trinket, why should I buy pinks, all these sorts of things. So yeah, that concludes everything. Thanks for watching. I have more guys just like this one. Should appear on your screen, right? I also have a Discord for coaching services, as well as a Twitch where I frequently stream, and I might be streaming after this gets uploaded. So if you're interested in either of those, you know where to find me. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.